Do you remember? There's always that guy in yeshiva who likes to say, "See you next year," before the Rosh Hashanah break or before the January 1st break. You probably are that guy, for all I know. And there's the guy who goes over to everyone in yeshiva is like, "Do you mochel me? Do you mochel me?" You might have one or two very pious friends, meticulous with their mitzvah observance, who come over to you before Rosh Hashanah and say, "Do you forgive me, mochel me for whatever it is I did to you?" And that's very sweet, but it's also very misguided. Why is it misguided? I'll tell you why. This happened to me. Happens to me many years. Say the chavrusa who sits across from you at the in the base medrash for many hours a day and learns with you for an hour and a half every single day. Welcome. I actually have someone in the live audience. Okay. Take whatever the food is there. Go help yourself to whatever you see. So sometimes this chavrusa comes over to you and he asks your forgiveness for whatever it is he may have done to you earlier. So this happened to me recently, and I was thinking, if you had done something to me, you had hurt my feelings so much that now I have to ask forgiveness. Do you think I would want to be sitting across the table from you for 6 hours a day and looking at your face all this time? Do you think I would still want to learn Talmud with you? If I were upset at you, I would act that way. It would change the relationship. And I guess this is about 2 days late, I'm telling you all this now. When Chazal said that whole thing about asking for forgiveness, they didn't say it. You mochel me, ask for forgiveness. Chazal said, "Yifayes adam lechavero." What is lefayes? Appease. It means, well, it's from the same word actually, from the same root. Lefayes is not a native Hebrew root, by the way, has been pointed out. The pious, it's a Greek root. So the funniest thing about that is, you're supposed to find the person whose feelings you actually hurt. Lefayes means to make up for what you actually did wrong. Going over to your chavrus and your best buddies and saying, "Do you forgive me?" They're your friends. If there was something wrong, they wouldn't be your friends. You got to find that guy who ain't talking to you no more, that guy who's disgusted by you, that guy whose feelings you actually hurt a while ago, and apologize to him. Find that guy. That's hard. I know someone, the worst person I know, the biggest hypocrite and faker I know, hurts people's feelings all the time. Then he gets up, he tells people, "Oh, forgive me." His buddies he asks for forgiveness, but the people about whom he's spoken lashon hara and motzi shemra, gotten people to fight with each other. That's the first category. Go find the person whose life you really ruined. Go find the person who you actually hurt and ask him for forgiveness. Don't ask your friends. That's not what Chazal meant. And for those of us who have domestic partners, that is, we live with families, you have to apologize to your family members. Why? Because they're the ones who are closest to you. They're the ones who are most likely to be hurt by what you did because, well, let's face it, human nature. We're around certain people all the time, the closest people. And we think because they're close to us, for whatever reason, we could be more hurtful to them. I'm talking, of course, to the big seven: father, mother, sister, brother, son, daughter, and spouse. Those are the people you should apologize to. Most importantly, toward your parents, if you are still living, at your parents' good graces, they're the ones who take care of you. As long as you're still single, to your parents, and if you are married, it is your wife, because, and I am speaking from personal experience, the person whose feelings we hurt the most on a regular basis is the wife's. You have to understand that. Well, women are much more sensitive, and also women, if you're there listening, they should know. Perhaps it's their husband with whom to whom they should be apologizing. It's very important for a couple to go and ask each other's forgiveness and to forgive each other right before Yom Kippur starts. Why? Because right after Yom Kippur, you're still going to be getting upset about your wife. You're going to find something that's going to irritate you, and you're going to speak the wrong way, and then whatever it is. So apologize to your wife. Lefayes et ishto. That's the most important chaviro. So this doesn't apply to, I guess, the guys online here and anybody else who's in this company, but soon it's going to apply to them. That's what it meant. Not the chavrusa, not the guy in yeshiva. Go find someone. Go really have a few moments of real introspection and think about perhaps there really is someone out there whose feelings you actually did hurt. Okay. And if you want to know who did you hurt, well, it's usually done when you were a little bit hot under the collar. If you've ever been slightly agitated at some point, if you want to know when did it happen, oh, I was agitated at a time. I had a short fuse. The person with whom you're speaking at that point was probably the person to whom you have to apologize. That's why I know it's my wife, because I was aggravated by something outside the house. Then you come home, and it's like, no, now you have a short fuse. Whatever your wife is going to do right or wrong, it's not like exactly the way you wanted it. There's ketchup and not mustard. Like, oh my God, what the? Okay, that's what really upsets men, and it's usually the wife is their victim. So work on that. Apologize to your wife.
We would like to encourage our viewers to share these videos with friends and send in your responses. If you would like to obtain Birkon Nusach Eretz Yisrael or invite the rabbi for a speaking engagement, please email us at office@machonshilo.org.